briefly introduce myself. My name is Kari Viitala, and I'm Sales Director for Software and Embedded Solutions at Etteplan. I have spent in my career about 25 years working in electronics product development across roles ranging from electronics and embedded software to project and project management. So that background has given me a pretty broad view of how technology design and business decisions come together over a product's lifetime. Here at Etteplan, my focus is to help our customers to find right technical and business solutions for their product development challenges. Whether it's creating something new or keeping existing products competitive and in production. Today's topic about how we can update products to maintain cost, efficiency, and availability. That's something that connects directly to the discussion I have with customers almost every day. Okay. Then the next slide. Why product updates matters in today's market. Today we are talking about something what every electronics company faces. The challenge to keep products competitive after the launch. When the product ships, the work is not done. Product faces constant pressure from component price change, availability shifts, discontinuity of the parts, the new competitive products appear to on the market, regulation change. Just like recently, we know that the Radio Equipment Directive is updated this year, and there is one big change coming in next year, Cyber Resilience Act. So there are a lot of things which actually make our products even non-compliant to the regulatory perspective. So if we don't proactively update our products, they become expensive to manufacture, difficult to source, slow to deliver, and they lost competitiveness, and most critically, they are non-compliant to regulations. That's most likely even halts the sales. This is now only short presentation, so I can give only an overview why product updates are essential, how the cost and availability evolve over the product life cycle, and then I will give some practical methods how product can be kept in the production and over the life cycle. Okay. First topic will be the cost management over product life cycle. So even we try to optimize the product cost at launch, it's almost always drift upwards during life cycle. So why it's doing that? So components move to the lower production volumes. suppliers reprioritize high volume markets. So the old components then come to move to the, for example, to the different processes, older processor nodes, and then they become more expensive than the new ones. So the new technologies become cheaper while older ones get more expensive. There are few clear signals that tell us a product needs a cost update. For example, BOM costs start rising, supplier quotes become unstable or volatile. We can see this happen just recently, for example, in memory markets, when the one major supplier cuts to totally one memory, DDR4 memory production, and then the pressure moves to other vendors which are still producing those, and then it has caused a total almost disaster, especially the component prices. They are getting tens of thousands to the higher just a very short time period. There are also a few clear signals that tell us the product needs an update. So also these new technologies is the one thing. The newer products offers better performance at lower cost. Of course, also our customer requirements evolve. So requiring, for example, efficiency improvements in many areas, like in the product design. To stay competitive, we need systematic tools like value engineering, regular BOM reviews with the manufacturing partner, and annual cost benchmarking. Of course, without forgetting to touch actual product design. Sometimes just simplifications gating to design or refreshing design to use newer components and technologies is best way to go forward. So, as you many of you may know that it's sometimes then just better to do this kind of redesign route. This is not about compromising quality. It's about ensuring we are not paying for outdated technology or suboptimal components. An outcome of this all is the better margins, better competitiveness, and fewer surprises during the later product life cycle. Next topic will be the component availability challenges over time. It seems that change in slides is a little bit slow, so availability is the biggest risk in major electronics products. Components follow the certain life cycle. It's active, then it's major, non-recommended for new designs, and eventually it goes to the end of life. Even the product design is stable, the supply chain for the components part is not. Older parts, they lose the priority in manufacturing. So manufacturers push like to offer new technologies. The newer technologies come more cheaper, so older ones or that are then have then less priority. And for example, some packages are discontinued entirely. and I think that we have seen that, for example, in true hole packages, but also that some SMT packages are not so often used anymore, and that has caused a lot of problems. Lead times are coming longer, and sometimes, for example, single capacitor or MOSFET can delay the whole product line. And that kind of situations have been, for example, in some vendors just recently. Availability issues trigger redesigns much more often than technical improvements do. And when critical components become non-recommended for new design or end of life, or when lead times exceed 20 weeks, that's, I think, the very clear signal that you need to do something for your product. So some kind of update round is almost, at least in the drawing board, so to think about. Ignoring these signals create unpredictable production schedules, typically emergency redesigns, and sometimes inability to deliver product at all. So that's why regular product updates are essential. They are not optional ones. Next slide. I would like to give some examples and ideas how to tackle these cost and availability things in the everyday life. So how to manage updates efficiently? The first practice is to establish recurring update cycle. It shall be think about like a service interval for the electronics. Every year, 1-2 years, there is need for to do the BOM status checks, availability, cost trends, and manufacturing feedback. Next thing is design flexibility. Quite often this is forgotten during the design phase. And there might be many reasons about that. For example, one is time to market. So you need to get the product in the market as fast as possible. So you straighten some corners over there. Left out this kind of multiple sourcing strategies, modularity things. Use write, for example, firmware drivers to just for that one MCU. So the changing afterwards the drivers and the MCU is more than a headache to when everything is coded in the lower level, hard coded more or less in the lower level. Also, this kind of alternative pinouts. Typically, those are done, for example, after we are facing some kind of production issue that some package is discontinued, but another one from the same component is available. Then it's very very emergency project to do this kind of update. Then important thing is the multi-sourcing strategy. Use at least 2 approved sources. Power ICs, MCUs, connectors, key passive components. This is also helps to handle the cost perspective. Then you can compete between at least the 2 vendors. Try to avoid vendor locked components unless absolutely necessary. this is there are naturally some this kind of single source path like MCUs, but there's also an option to do that. You have two different designs. I have seen this kind of design just recently when the customer has two completely different MCU windows, even the different families for the same product. They have done this kind of code even very wisely that they can basically to compile the same source code to the both MCUs, and also prefer those standard footprints, because some vendors like to do this kind of their own footprints, and then if somebody selects those, then you get a vendor lock. And without forgetting the collaboration with the EMS, like Scanfil, collaborate them. EMS has a strong visibility across the hundreds of products, and they can often defect availability issues months before they become critical. Do this kind of cost optimization workshops together with the EMS, and use the EMS like Scanfil to drive alternative component proposals and design updates. And then some practical examples include just updating MCU families, replacing extensive regulators, DC converters, refreshing passive footprints, simplifying PCB design. These updates extend product life and maintain cost and strategy. Then, final slides. So the key takeaways. To wrap up this presentation. So cost and availability do not stay stable. They naturally degrade as products age. The companies that remain competitive are those that proactively manage updates, not just reacting to crises. Effective lifecycle management includes this kind of continuous monitoring, predictable update life cycles, close collaboration with the manufacturing, and of course, the willingness to refresh the technology when needed. And then the final message. The final message of this presentation is simple. The successful companies keep their products alive through continuous improvement. Plan, updates, and do those regularly. And updating product is not the cost, it's the investment to the long-term success. So the products that do not evolve quickly fall behind of cost, availability, and life cycle performance. Thank you. If you have any questions, please write to the question chat, and I'm happy to answer to those. Thank you.
Kari, for your part. So now we will go to the second part for the presentation. Christian, please go ahead.
Okay, I hope you can see the presentation. Also, good morning from myself, or good afternoon. I'm Christian Kesten, and I'm hosting the second part of this webinar, and maybe show the other side of coin from what Kari was just showing. And purpose with my presentation is to give you some tangible examples of what can bring value to customers and how to build resilience, and how we are doing in Asia Pacific. And starting a little bit from who I am, I've been working in Scanfil here for 8 years, located in Suzhou, and been working in China, always in electronics industry the past 23 years. So quite extensive experience from electronics manufacturing. And since 1st of January, responsible for Scanfil Asia Pacific region, covering 3 different factories in Asia Pacific. And just to touch upon what Scanfil really serves, I mean, we are a global EMS company with a factory footprint of covering 10 different countries over the different regions, and working with global customers targeting high mix, low volume type of products, and primarily in the industrial sector and in the clean tech and medtech life science sector. And what characteristics for those type of products is very long lifetime, of course, and that's part of the challenge which I will touch upon a little bit later. And what we want to offer to our customers is long-term partnership, of course, and leverage our industrial knowledge in these specific segments, and serving global customers on the local market, I would say, with a broad range of services and capabilities. And one aspect that is more and more appreciated by our customers is, of course, sustainable manufacturing. And we'll touch upon that as well a bit later. And looking at our internal strategy, just to put everything into context, we have set up a strategy over 5 years perspective, targeting to gear up for growth. And with growth, we mean both organic growth as well as then growth by acquisitions. Okay, so talking about trends from an Asia Pacific perspective, what we see as general trend is the direction towards regionalization, a drive for localization, and then I mean localization of supply chain. And to be successful in this market, we need to work on developing the customer experience. What does it mean? I mean, providing what Kari mentioned earlier, I mean, BAB kind of services, offer sustainable supply chain, offer alternative proposals, how to make the design both more cost competitive but also more resilient. And it's very much around supply chain management. And of course, operational excellence is a must to be relevant in this market. And internally, we set up a target to move faster than competition. And with this key focus areas, we have been successful and serve our customers and growing our business here from China and Asia perspective. And I hope you can follow. Now I will switch over to supply chain development, strategy and execution. And when we talk about supply chain, of course, we want to develop partnership not only with customer but also with close to our supplier base. And there are many different aspects of the supply chain that can act as a differentiator towards our customers. But one key point is we want to be a kind of solution provider where we can work with proactiveness, satisfying the customers in a way that they can, we can produce without disturbance and meet any kind of demand fluctuations, both up and down, to provide flexible, resilient manufacturing, I would say. And of course, by minimizing risks and adapting to these challenges in the whole supply chain, we can be successful together. And to do that, we need very close cooperation between both customer and supply chain, I would say. So this is something that it works as our direction. And first step of this pillar would be to secure that we have a solid demand management back towards our customers. And what we have done is to build up a set of digital tools in order to improve the visibility and transparency between supply chain to customer perspective. So with a solid forecast management system, with a solid capacity and material handling system, and with a digitalized order management system, we are able to provide a transparent and data-driven decision making. And during the past years, we have been working a lot with implementing tools, different type of tools, in order to support this kind of daily work in a good way. But by doing so, we can meet customer demands, we can have meet high OTD target, as well as be flexible towards our customers. And what our customers want to see is one-stop shop in supply chain management. And it's all about transparency throughout the data chain, from providing market analysis through supplier management and supplier development activities, as well as then consolidation, cost development activities, and lifetime. Since many of our products have a very long life cycle, I mean, we continuously need to do BOM health check in order to not run into problems with obsolete designs. And of course, the solid risk management is key in this. And to our help, we have a set of toolboxes utilizing Power BI, Silicon Expert, have internal MES ERP systems in order to support, as well as BOM correcting, in order to support this kind of work, I would say. But the whole logic is to have data-driven decision making, I would say, and kind of end-to-end solution. And what we have been starting with our customers is to raise the awareness and knowledge around what is happening in the market. It's true what Kari mentioned earlier, that we are working with many different customers through many different commodities, and we see working a lot with distributors and manufacturers. So we can see the dynamics in the market, and this we try to present to our customers, but not only share the history, but also commenting on what we are doing for our customers in order to mitigate these kind of disturbances. And this is one way of building resilience and flexibility, I would say. And we have built up tools to support ourselves in risk mitigation. So using this Kari purchasing model, categorizing our different suppliers in strategic, bottleneck, leverage, and routine type of suppliers. We have internally an app that we call it Lean Office System, that essentially helps us in a solid risk management. So we can take the necessary precautions in case of we have disturbance, and everyone is interested about geopolitical uncertainties and how to mitigate that in a way. In country of origin for certain components becomes more and more important, and all of these factors create different level of risks, I would say. So having tools that can support us in this decision making helps us to build up resilience, as well as build up relationship with our customers, as well as with our suppliers, I would say. And talking about ESG development, I mean, we are proud to be EcoVadis rated gold, reaching gold level, 78% scoring achieved in last August, and this is a sentiment that our focused activities pays off, I would say. And of course, ESG is covering everything from environment, labor, ethics, as well as sustainable procurement. And looking at procurement, of course, we are trying to assess our supplier base, utilizing EcoVadis as an assessment tool, and that is part of our rating when we evaluate our supplier base, and this helps us to drive the whole development in the right direction, I should say. And it's also a result why we get good scoring in the EcoVadis assessment. Talking more about different type of digitalizations tools, I mean, dual sourcing is obviously one of the activities that we are working on, and value-added service that we are providing to our customers. And of course, one aspect of this is to create resilience, but another important activity is also to provide potential cost savings. And we are utilizing our BI tools to track progress of all of those aspects. And looking back from 1 year back, I believe we have proposed more than 4,400 different alternative parts to our customer base, and can track those and visualize progress of those. Even though all of the proposals are not approved by our customers, it's valuable information that can help in our discussion when working on cost down proposals, or when working on and discussing around resilience. And having this database is extremely valuable going forward, I would say. And it's a way systematic way of working with this type of dual source approvals. And of course, to create resilience, the ultimate goal is to have dual selections or even multiple selections for all designs, which is maybe an utopia. Another visualization tool that we have been developing based on that is a daily tool for our purchasing department to track risk, minimizing risks, and working. We have a data-driven way of working, I would say. I mean, we have help in our daily work trying to prioritize and work on minimizing material shortage risks by prioritizing the most critical activities to the critical components based on our earlier risk assessment. So this is a tool that improves efficiency, but also helps us to secure deliveries as well as provide the flexibility. And you might have heard about the kind of problems that we have had in the past month here when it comes to some of our distributors and manufacturers, Arrow, China, Nexperia, and Avnet Abacus, and by having, I think these examples shows the importance of having good visibility in our supply chain. And I think in early October we had some disturbance from Avnet Abacus, where we have delivery problems from one of their warehouses, affecting normal deliveries in Arrow Electronics. Were part of coming up to the U.S. Commerce Department, had some restrictions in trading, and Nexperia, this is still not solved, where we have problem with the manufacturing site in China, limiting us to deliver an export business out from the China operation, and all of these disturbances create the kind of noise in the supply chain. And I mean, the way for us to work with this is, of course, to quickly review where we see an implication in our supply chain, which customers are impacted, how many parts are critical, etc., to initiate the communication back to our customers and start the discussion how and see what we can do in order to mitigate these disturbances. And we were immediately working with a lot of short-term activities, trying to pull in, release more orders, pull in material, looking at with spot buy channels to purchase components, secure supply to cover the short-term demand, and then of course look at the long-term solutions, finding alternatives in order to secure long-term deliveries. And with the kind of tools that we have in place, we have been very quickly been able to summarizing and securing that we can, even though we have this service on hand, we can secure continued deliveries to our customers, which in the end is what counts, I would say. And when it comes to the Avnet and Arrow case, we see no further problems, and since Nexperia is still not resolved, we need to continue to work on finding a long-term solution, looking into finding alternatives to this supplier manufacturer. And whole purpose of this is to kind of create resilience, and looking at and trying to conclude how and how to achieve this resilience. I mean, I believe that by doing a dynamic market analysis, closely monitoring the changes in terms of lead time, in terms of availability, etc., we can and take the necessary precautions. We can build up resilience through there. Having data-driven decision making is, of course, helps up in speed, but also helps us to take the right decision at the right time. And having a proper risk mitigation management is also a way to build resilience, and of course working on dual sourcing, VAVE kind of activities is the way forward how to perform resilience. And what it has given us with data transparency is allowing us to first of all act with speed, but it also helps us to build up confidence with our customers, and helps us to focus on the right activities, critical activities at the right time, and as well as giving us a good life cycle management. And with these digital tools, I believe that we can empower our people to and have a committed organization that can feel the sense of urgency. It's by acting with speed we can be successful in the market. So I think these are quick overview of the kind of activities that we have taken, and what we see as a kind of value-added service to our customers.